Hi, my name is Billy Falco and I'm a boxing coach here at Hyder's Boxing Gym in Nashville, Tennessee. I originally grew up in the Northeast Pennsylvania. I was always a really big fan of boxing from a really young age, like 3 or 4 years old. I always made my dad and my parents have HBO on cable when they hated paying for it, but I made them have it just because I wanted to watch boxing. And back in the day, back in the 90s, early 90s, that was the premier channel to watch boxing on. I really loved guys like Gotti, Fernando Vargas, Roy Jones Jr., Shane Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya. I can go on and on about all these guys that I loved growing up. I originally got into boxing in the sport of it to stay in shape for wrestling. I was an amateur wrestler from the time I was real little all the way up through high school. Went into boxing gym when I was 14 or 15 years old, I think, and just absolutely fell in love with the environment. Having the background in wrestling already, I had that one-on-one experience with somebody to where you can't hide behind a team. You can't hide behind, 9, 10, 11 other players on a football field. You get in the ring or you get on the mat, it's one-on-one. Everybody who's watching is gonna find out who did their homework and who didn't. I think that's one of the main reasons I love just physical combat sports in general, really. But boxing really stole my heart. The science behind it, the art behind it. It's graceful, it's beautiful, and it's also lonely. That was another main reason I got into it, because I wasn't the best of kids at that point in my life. I was kind of turning to some stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. I'm not proud of it, but it's what I was starting to do at that point in my life. And boxing kept me from that. It kept me from going down the wrong path. It showed me what discipline was. It showed me what being a man was, more than anything else. And I think that's what I most love about the sport, is the discipline. It's a lonely sport, but a lot of things in life are lonely. So if you have the drive and the discipline, you can get through anything. Boxing saved my life twice. And I really believe it saved my life twice. Once when I was younger, like I said, when I was not headed down the right path. As I got older, I always loved boxing. I kind of fell out of the sport a little bit, also because I was a musician at the time. So I originally moved to Nashville as a musician, played a whole bunch, did the whole musician thing, but realized that life, being in a club or a bar every single night, 6, 7 nights a week, isn't healthy for me or anybody else around me. So 5.5 years ago or so, when I turned 30, giving away my age, but when I turned 30, I got back into the sport just to get back into it again, just to get back into shape and feel good. I was missing something. There was a void. There was like this big hole that I was missing, and I couldn't figure it out. Next thing I knew, I had a buddy, hey, do you mind showing me stuff? Show me how to throw a jab correctly, show me how to do different things. And I said, yeah, sure. When I started doing that, I quickly realized that I had a love for teaching. Not just coaching, teaching is the most important thing here. I sound like a broken record sometimes here at the gym and on social media, but I really truly believe that boxing needs more teachers. Not just coaches, not just people who hold mitts, not fitness trainers. Boxing needs more teachers. So I quickly realized that's what I love. I had to move like 900 miles away from home to really truly find what I love and what I'm passionate about now. One thing led to another, led me to meet Coach Christy Hulbert, who is, I'm not very religious or very spiritual, but she was like a godsend to me. She has nurtured my love for this sport and nurtured my love for coaching and wanting to level up my coaching to the highest that I can go, which would be coaching internationally, coaching at an Olympic level, and then coaching professional boxers and maybe one day coaching a world champion or a handful of world champions, I don't know. That's really my goal, and she couldn't have been nice enough to be a mentor to me, a friend, sort of a guiding light, a guiding beacon for me to look to and to look up to not only get to have the love for this sport nurtured through her. I'm inspired every day in this gym. What we've created here and what Coach Hulbert's created here, this environment, I've never been in a gym like this. I've never seen or been around a coach like her. From younger kids, from teenagers coming in here, wanting to learn how to box. And I could tell right off the bat that some of those teenagers are possibly headed down the wrong path. Maybe they haven't come from a good home life. I didn't come from a good home life. And I see that, and I want to help those teenagers. I want to help those kids. I want to help adults like me who was going down a wrong path at the age of 30. Everybody's got their own thing in life to where maybe they're not doing the particularly right thing, or maybe they're not as healthy as they want to be. I want to help all those people through the sport of boxing, through teaching this sport. This sport saves way more lives than it takes. And the environment we've created here at Fighters, I truly believe we can save people's lives through the sport of boxing.